Blessed are the meek, part 5. Love for one another has its expression in serving the other person and taking the humblest part. If Jesus was willing to lower himself to the position of a servant and wash the disciples' feet, we need to do the same. I think of Brother Lawrence, who did the humblest of tasks, including peeling the potatoes, a task he hated. He turned his spiritual eyes upon Jesus and completed the tasks with the most cheerful spirit. Tasks he really did not like doing, yet he said he did them for the Lord. He was living in the presence of the Lord. Then there was a Chinese pastor who was imprisoned for many years because of his faith. He did the humblest of tasks, like cleaning out the cesspits, because he said he did it in the presence of Jesus. Jesus was there with him in that dirty, smelly place. Then I think of my young friend, Joanna, who used to go shopping with me in China. Several times I noticed after a purchase she would say, "Thank you, Lord." And on the second time of hearing her say that, I said, "Joanna, what are you doing?" "Oh," she replied, "I asked Jesus to help us find the exact thing you needed, and he did. Isn't that wonderful?" Now I'm thanking him. What a witness. What a servant heart that girl has. There is nothing too menial for the follower of Jesus to do. Washing symbolises cleansing and baptism, and the washing of feet ceremony that the bishop did here recently symbolises cleansing from sin. The bishop humbled himself to wash our feet. There was a time when the reigning monarch on a Maundy day would wash the feet of the beggars and the poor. The monarch would humble themselves. There is a Native American saying that in order to understand somebody, you need to walk in his moccasins. Get alongside him, be humble, be meek, be open, be thankful. There is no task that is too menial for the servant of God to do. We need to be washed clean continuously by our servant King, and in return we need to serve humbly. Paul says all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. We are all one in Jesus Christ. So he got up from the meal and took off his outer clothing and wrapped a towel round his waist. After that he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. And he came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." "Oh no," said Peter, "you will never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part with me." "Then, Lord," Simon Peter replied, "not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well." Jesus answered, "Those who have had a bath need only to wash their feet. Their whole body is clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you." For he knew who was going to betray him, and that was why he said not everyone was clean. And when he'd finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. "Do you understand what I've done for you?" he asked them. "You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you should also wash one another's feet. I've set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." Here we see the sheer meaning of God humbling himself to do the humblest of tasks is found in Jesus and the way he served, by getting alongside. Nothing was too dirty for him to do. He touched the lepers, he healed the sick, he changed the water into wine, he raised the dead, he allowed the unclean to touch him, he offered living water to the outcast woman at the well. Jesus is the supreme example of humbleness and meekness, yet he was strong. He had charisma. He was a leader, but he led by example. You've been called to reveal Christ's character to the world, and we all, if we want to love and serve him with all our hearts, all our minds, and every part of our beings, we all need to submit ourselves wholly to him. We need to allow Jesus, the servant king, to wash not just our feet, but our minds, our hearts, and everything that is us, and become his hands, his feet, expressing his love to others. Jesus blesses us so that we can be a blessing to others. He said, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." If we want to be Christ-like, We need to live in his presence every minute of every day and be his hands, his feet, but above all his heart in this hurting town of Bracknell. And believe me, it is hurting. He has called us to serve like he served, even down to washing the feet of someone who needs it. May God richly bless you all as you seek to be Christ to those around you. And may you so shine for Jesus that people are attracted to you as moths are to a candle flame. And may your good deeds shine like a beacon in this naughty world. Have you ever come across a humble person?